For thousands of years, one name has refused to die: Atlantis, a civilization said to be older than Egypt, richer than Babylon, and more advanced than anything the ancient world had ever seen. Some say it was a myth, some say it was a warning, but archaeology is starting to whisper something else, that ancient people knew far more than we once believed. Today we're traveling deep into ancient texts, buried cities, forgotten maps, and real geological evidence to uncover what ancient civilizations might have known, and why the story of Atlantis refuses to disappear. Our entire story begins with one man, Plato, writing around 360 BCE. He described a mighty civilization that existed 9,000 years before his time, placing Atlantis around 11,600 years ago. He said Atlantis was larger than Libya and Asia combined, located beyond the Pillars of Heracles, modern Strait of Gibraltar, rich in gold, orichalcum, and technology, destroyed by earthquakes and floods in a single day and night. Most historians called it philosophy, but something unbelievable happened in geology. Around 11,600 years ago, the exact date Plato mentioned, Earth experienced a violent climate event, the end of the Younger Dryas period. Sea levels rose over 120 meters. Massive coastlines disappeared. Entire land masses were swallowed by the ocean. So, was Plato preserving an ancient memory of a real event? Plato wasn't the only one. Civilizations across the world told stories of powerful cities wiped out by floods. Mesopotamia spoke of Eridu and a flood king. India preserves the story of Dwarka. The Maya told of cities lost to rising waters. Ancient Egypt spoke of Zep Tepi the first time, a forgotten era before the flood. Different cultures, different continents. One repeating theme: a great civilization destroyed by water. Archaeology has proposed several locations. Santorini, Thera, Greece, a volcanic explosion around 1600 BC destroyed a wealthy Minoan city. The Azores, a mid-Atlantic ridge with unusual underwater structures. Spain, the Donana Marshes. Satellite scans show ancient circular patterns similar to Plato's description. Southern Morocco, Sahara. The Sahara wasn't always desert. Beneath it are rivers, lakes, and possibly cities. Then there's the Piri Reis map from 1513. It shows Antarctica without ice, something only possible over 6,000 years ago. It also shows coastlines that no medieval sailor could have known. Where did they get this source data? Did ancient civilizations map the world long before recorded history? And did some of these maps survive the flood? Atlantis is more than a myth. It's a message from the past. The world is older, more advanced, and more fragile than we imagine. Civilizations rise, civilizations fall, but their knowledge never disappears completely. It survives in stories, maps, monuments, and mysteries. Atlantis might not have been a single city. It may be a memory of a forgotten chapter in human history. So what did ancient civilizations really know? Maybe everything we think is new, navigation, astronomy, engineering, was once known before the flood erased the world. And maybe the story of Atlantis is a reminder that history doesn't move in a straight line. Sometimes it collapses, sometimes it restarts, and sometimes it leaves behind a warning written across the ages. Maybe the greatest mystery isn't whether Atlantis existed, but how its memory survived for thousands of years. Because across continents, across languages, across civilizations that never met, the same story appears again and again. A world before our world, a height of knowledge, a sudden fall, a flood that erased almost everything, but not quite. Fragments of their memory are still with us, in forgotten maps, impossible monuments, ancient star charts, and myths retold by every culture on Earth. So perhaps Atlantis wasn't a single city, but a warning carved into human history, a reminder that knowledge can be lost, that civilizations can vanish, and that everything we build is more fragile than we believe. Yet there is another possibility, too, a hopeful one. If ancient people survived the collapse of a world far older than ours, then humanity has risen before. We have rebuilt before. We have rediscovered our greatness before, and we will do it again. Atlantis may be gone, swallowed by oceans, buried under deserts, or lost beneath the shifting crust of time. But the idea of Atlantis, that fire of curiosity, that hunger to understand our origin, that refusal to accept that history is complete, that still lives in us. So keep asking questions, keep searching, because somewhere beneath the waves of time, a forgotten chapter of our story is still waiting to be found. And if you want to keep exploring mysteries like this, the ones history books won't tell you, you already know what to do. Join us. Subscribe. Let's uncover the ancient world together.